listening to LA40 with Katerina Cozias, only on LA Talk Radio.
All right, good morning, LA, and welcome back to another edition show called LA40. We're here on LA Talk Radio, and we are talking all things life after 40. And we're basically trying to figure out, is life still fabulous after 40? I'm your host, Katerina Cozias. I'm about 4 weeks into past 40, but I can tell you that it's actually pretty fabulous so far. If you're tuning in with us and you're watching this live, good for you. I'm excited because you can see these fab ladies that I'm with in studio right now. If you're on audio, well, too bad for you. But we're going to have a lot of fun today because we're going to do exactly that. We're going to explore what do different generations really think about this dreaded 40. So in studio today, I'm going to be joined by three women of all ages, one of which is not here yet. So, one of the beauties of live TV, guys, live radio, is live stuff happens. Yes. So in the meantime, I am going to introduce who the heck else I'm sitting here with today. So first, to my left is our messy model, Ashley Alexander. Ashley, welcome to the program.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So Ashley is actually a professional model. Ashley is also a mother, and she has also been with her guy for almost 10 years. Yeah. So Ashley's got a lot of stuff about life to share with us. To my right is Nick Mora. Nick is a blogger and a lifestyle expert. Nick, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm super excited to have you here because you talk all things lifestyle, entertainment, being bougie on a budget.
Yes.
And you're kind of our token millennial today.
I am always the resident millennial.
Ashley's technically a millennial too.
Yes.
But I think she's a little higher on that.
Millennial's like a state of mind.
There you go. It's a state of mind.
You know what I mean?
I don't have that state of mind.
No.
Right.
But, not all of us can be Ash Alexander, so we got to cope, Got
to run with the rest of it. And we were going to be joined by, we probably still will be joined by, Marky Costello. Marky is a talent manager here in LA. She is a media coach, and she is also the founder of CMEG Talent.
And my manager.
And she's your manager, and she is a little bit older than us, so she's going to give us kind of, I don't want to say an older perspective, but more of a, I've lived more life experience.
Well, just wiser. I mean,
wiser. Marky's a mom of two. She's got a 20-year-old, a 7-year-old, and so, it's going to be a fun little conversation here on just being a woman in LA in 1917, in 2017.
1917. I don't think we'd be on the radio.
But if exactly. So we're gonna have a bunch of fun chit chat today. If you have anything to add to this conversation, remember that it is a dial-in show, girls. So we may get some callers. Although you can't tweet us because we're not really live right now on phones, but you can call us. The dial-in number is 818-570-5085, 818-570-5085 if you have anything to share. But I'm going to start with Nick first.
Sure.
So you're 26?
I am 26.
26.
I actually
how
have
do you feel?
I have 4 more. You know how you're 4 weeks after 40? I have 4 more weeks till 27. So I'm a little bit freaked out. Late 20s. Actually, it's still mid-20s until I hit 28, so I think I got another year.
Okay, it's just mid-20ing.
Connection.
There you go. So you're 26, 27 minus 4 weeks.
26.
26.
In Hollywood years.
And you hear someone saying, I'm turning 40. What the heck does that sound like to you?
Well, turning 40 doesn't seem like it's that bad because when I think of being 40, I think of, being married, having kids, and everything that I want in my life finally being settled. I feel like I'm going to be thriving at 40, honestly.
I like that.
Because life right now as a millennial in your mid-20s, having your quarter-life crisis, trying to find your way and get everything settled for the rest of your life is really difficult. And I just imagine 40 being a little bit of a smoother ride.
It's so funny, Nick, that you say that because I remember I had this little diary thing when I was 22. So I just graduated university and I wrote in it by the time I'm 27, I'm going to be married and I'll be ready to have a baby. And, that was 15 years ago. So, you put these things out there and sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Now, you have a little girl, right?
I do.
She's about 1. How old is she?
She's 1.
1 year old. How does it feel being a mom?
I mean, it's the most incredible feeling, but it's also super difficult. I think you're never mentally or physically prepared for what you're getting into. I think you can I felt like I knew what I was taking on, but you don't really, you can't, it's one of those things that you can't really explain until you're in it. And then all my moms out there and dads will know that you're like, oh my God, what just happened? And it's the most rewarding thing that you'll ever do in your life. However, it's probably the most challenging at times as well. So it's this weird thing. Like I was actually texting with Nick last night, and I told her I wanted to wake my daughter up so I can just go kiss her and be like,
I thought that was the cutest thing in the whole world.
I'm a working
like,
mom,
so
you know, so
sweet.
I was gone yesterday. I had meetings, I had things to do, and then, you know, when I get home, I spend as much time with her as I can. But then, you know, they go to bed early, and you're just, I'm like, oh, I just want one more hour.
And then they grow up pretty fast too. My sister has a little guy, and he's 3.5 now, and they're talking and walking and reading, and you're like, what happened to this cute little guy?
I actually screenshotted this thing I'm going to read that I saw.
All right, here we go. We're going to get some wisdom from Ashley this morning.
No wisdom. Oh my gosh. Speaking of the devil.
Oh, well, there we go. So I answered that. So we got Marky live on the phone. All right, Ashley, you take it.
Hi, Marky.
So there we go.
live on the radio. Well, Ashley is the cutest child and started walking, and she's becoming her own person.
Right.
And she's so cute. And Ashley's like the best mom, and she's so attentive to her kid.
Yeah.
I call Ashley Superwoman.
So Ashley, when you were,
she has it all.
I was going to say, so you're just about 30, right? Your birthday's coming up too?
I'll be 30 in June.
Okay, you'll be 30 in June.
In Hollywood, I'm like 25.
I was going to say, because that's the thing is, right, it's like, okay, this is digital radio, so we're broadcasting all over the world, but we are physically in LA, and LA is a very superficial town.
I don't even think it's LA. I think it's just one, the entertainment industry, and two, like the business we are in.
Yeah.
And then we live in Los Angeles, where Californians, I mean, they're so healthy. They're out hiking or juicing, or it's just the sun's always out. So you're just
so are the fillers, though.
Well, I mean, yeah.
So
but I was going to read this before I forgot. Oh, sorry.
Before
I wanted to read this before I forgot because
her wisdom.
No, it's not really wisdom, but I just thought this was so interesting. It says 93% of our face-to-face time with our parents is done by the time we graduate from high school.
Oh my God.
Crazy. So then it was like, call your parents, because that is like literally your whole life in those first 18 years. Like that's the most you're going to probably see your parents. And then I thought of my daughter, and I was like,
you want to go wake her up.
This is not enough time.
I want to go wake her up.
So I think
my gosh.
For all of you listening out there, maybe pick up the phone and, you know, call your parent today. And if you don't speak to them, maybe try to reconcile with them, because life is fast.
Yeah. And I was going to say, do you feel more connected to your parents now that you're a parent?
I think you understand your parent a little bit more. I don't know if connection is the right word, but there's things that I get that I'm like, you know, for all my single moms out there, like, holy smokes. My mom was a single mom, you know, for years. I just don't know how they did it. My mother-in-law, a single mom, and I look at her and I'm like, how did you do this? Like, that is incredible, you know, that you were able to work, take care of your child, and then, like, did you have a life? And she was like, no. I'm like, you had nobody to be like, hey, I want to get away from the weekend. Like, do you mind watching, you know, my child? Or I feel like now everybody, at least in the Los Angeles, like, oh, we're here.
I was going to say, are your parents or your in-laws here? Do you have any help?
No. So my in-laws are in Northern California. My mother-in-law, she's great. She's basically my nanny. I see her every 2 weeks.
Okay, great. Thank God.
And my family's in Virginia, so you know, so it's just us, which is fine, but it's just pretty crazy to think of like the amount of work.
Totally. Oh, so yay! So here we go. So now we got person number 3 that's here. So we're super excited because.
Do I have to Greek this?
Yeah. It's like the airport. It's gonna blow up as long as it's not.
Okay.
As long as it's not anthrax.
Do you know what Greeky means? Like when you're on TV or on radio.
So fabulous today.
I am so fabulous. Okay, first of all, can I just say, like,
are you gonna bitch about LA traffic?
I'm gonna bitch about the valley. Like, my car doesn't go to the valley, and I'm sorry. Like, oh my God, I'm not like hating on the valley. Okay. Because I know a lot of cool people do live in the valley. Hey. But when you live in the Palisades, coming to the valley is a bitch on a Thursday. But wait a minute, I just want to jump in. So I know this is your show, and clearly I'm hijacking it already. I'm hijacking it already, but. So you have your millennial Nick Mora, the 20-year-old. We've got Ashley, the messy model, who's in the 30. Like, she's just barely 30. Yeah. Baby of 30. And then we have Katerina, the host of this wonderful show.
4 weeks in.
4 weeks into being 40. And then you've got me, the 51-year-old. And I'm going to tell every listener who's listening now, if there's life after 40, fuck yes, motherfuckers. And what women need to understand is you get more powerful as you get older.
Yeah.
That's why I was schooling Nick the other day in my office because we were talking about sex and relationships. I go, Nick, I love you, but you're a fucking virgin. And you know what I mean? And you like dated 2 guys. But I'm fascinated with the 20-year-olds that are holding onto their virginity because more and more are happening. So we should get into that because
I would
in
love
our
to get into
decade
that.
in the 80s we fucked everything, but and it was no big deal.
Yeah.
But one last thing I want to say, and then I'm going to not say anything else
go.
until I'm beckoned upon. But how much have I been talking about this show, 13 Reasons, on Netflix? So I wake up today, I'm getting my coffee ready, I'm getting ready to come on Katerina's show, Life After 40, LA40. I'm all buzzed and having my coffee and putting my hair and makeup on, and the news is on because I put it on every morning. And what did they have? The news story, 13 Reasons, and the story was about how that show, out of any show or anything in the history, even the presidential election, more tweets were generated from 13 Reasons than any other thing. And the whole news story on KTLA Morning News this morning was about how should your kids watch it, should it not? Why has it had such a huge effect on people from the ages of 10 to 80?
Talk to us a little bit about what it's about, because there's some people that
13
don't
Reasons.
know.
It's based on a book, a best-selling book that every teenage girl read 4 or 5 years ago, and they made it into a movie on Netflix. So it's 13 episodes. It's amazing because this is not a spoiler. It starts. Everybody knows this. It starts out with her killing herself, and all these people have been coming out lately saying, oh, it's glorifying suicide, and suicide doesn't happen that way. Bullshit. Because here's the thing, suicide is one little tiny speck of all the issues that 13 Reason brings up, and suicide is huge, obviously, because you die. But that is just one of the many issues it brings up. It brings up from there's one character who has the quintessential, she's the Asian smart overachiever, and she has the 2 dads, and so she really is gay, but she's how stereotypical of the adopted Asian child with the 2 fathers being gay. So there's body shaming, there's gay shaming, there's money shaming, and
then that's
shaming.
Amplified in 2017, right, with social media,
right? And how
crazy,
and how these kids now in middle school, and I look at you, Ashley, who has a 1-year-old adorable Scarlett, a year and a half, 15 months, 15 months, and you think about. And I have a 7-year-old, and Nick, you don't have a baby yet. Or Katerina, and Katerina tried to freeze her eggs but couldn't. That's a whole other issue.
It's a whole other episode.
Mark, you're revealing everything out here today.
I am spilling the motherfucking tea. I'm gonna go shady McMady. I'm gonna bring these fucking walls down from every motherfucking decade.
There we
Nick
go.
Mora, the millennial, for give me more. From Ashley Alexander Anderson Alexander, whatever you want to call her, from the messy model who she is anything but messy, but she's hot as all fuck.
She's always hot.
Always hot. And I don't lick pussy, but because that's why I never could be a lesbian. There's times where I think
but if you did, you had some choices in this room, right?
Choices.
No, I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it either. Lick
Absolutely
pussy.
not, no.
I know.
I like the D.
I guess that's why those girls get strap-ons and stuff like that. But so
that's another show too.
and that's a whole other show.
another
So
show.
I am just gonna let it go there, and you guys can piggyback and take it where you
So
want to go.
okay, so I want to know about Ashley. Are you worried about your daughter getting older in 5 or 7 years and looking at all this social media and feeling like at the age of
Technology.
7,
Well, I think the
having to
technology
compete?
and social media will be different then, but of course,
It's going to be all virtual.
She's got a mom.
It's going to be worse.
Right, totally. She's got a mom
Right.
who works in the fashion industry, television host, all of that is in entertainment, Hollywood. And then it's she lives in a place where all their parents are doing something, and you
Right.
put them in private school, then
Right.
it's even worse. So
Right.
it's how are you going to shield her and protect her? I don't know, but I'm going to have to figure it out as long as I go. Look, I grew up in the country. I didn't put makeup on until I was in high school. My views in life were so different.
You were Virginia.
Yeah, I just didn't. It wasn't about that. I went to school basically in my PJs every day. Nobody really cared.
I'm kind of in my
anymore.
PJs today. If you're watching, I'm kind of wearing
I
am.
can attest.
Harlem.
There we go.
Harlem
But okay,
fans.
so your kid is 7 though.
Right.
Is
And-
he on social media? Does he have an iPad?
Yes, well,
Is
he has a phone, he has
Okay.
an iPad,
Which
he
is
uses my
fine.
laptop, which is fine. But the funny thing is when I was, that's my phone blowing up. I'm sorry. Is this my first time on radio? Oh my God. Get over it, people. It's called messy life. It's real life. But
she's always important.
right. No, but here's the thing.
Lucas.
Lucas, my 19-year-old, no desire to watch 13 Reasons.
Finny.
But Finny, my 7 going on 80, he watched episode 1, and I watched it with him. And,
okay, how was
and
that?
so he was like, wow, and I said, what he took from it, because I don't want him to watch the whole series till he's older, but I let him watch episode 1. But I said to him, what you have to take from this is every action in life has a reaction.
Yeah.
And I think if we parents instill upon the foundation of, I just feel like people are assholes. I had someone call the office who's shooting something tomorrow at our studio, and Jack was like, okay, yeah, you're all set for this time, and she's like, well, I'm bringing in a huge person to interview, and I need to have this, and and I have a script, and he was like, okay, cool, what's your brand, what's your point of view, what are you going to be interviewing this person about? My brand is me. I'm just like, and I go, why does everybody have to just be assholes?
My brand is just me.
I mean, that's what she said. Her brand is just her. And I'm like, old model. She's working from the old style, old model of what people think an on-camera hosty host should be. And it's...
How old was she? Was she a millennial?
No.
Okay, don't be wrong.
She wasn't
Millennials
even
are
millennial.
not all about
No,
themselves, okay?
Right. And then she goes, well, this is what she said to Jack, who works in the office, who works in production. She said, well, I'm going to call Marky later and tell her everything that happened on this phone conversation. But I also know Jack, and I love Jack, but sometimes Jack will argue or try to drive his point home. Even talking about 13 Reasons with him, he goes, yeah, but he takes, those type of people in life that just go
poor
out
Jack.
of their
Poor
way.
Jack. Here we go.
I love Jack.
best.
But to go, if you say black, they say white.
Right.
I said, 13 Reasons was on the news, and he goes, yeah, but it's getting a lot of flack from suicide hotlines and suicide prevention places, and people that have been affected by suicide by it's glorifying suicide. I go, Jack, have you watched it? He's like, no. And I go, then shut the fuck
He
up.
watched
Right.
it. He watched the whole thing. He told me to watch it.
He didn't
The
watch
all
it.
13
I
episodes?
did not watch it. I'm calling it out right here.
I haven't watched it.
I want to know if you're watching this and you happen to be a parent of a 13-year-old, of a teenager, basically.
Can they call in?
Yeah, they can call in. So dial in number, join us. It's 818-570-5085.
5085.
That's like 5085.
5085.
It could have been like a 1-800 number.
1818.
You know what they say? 818 don't date.
So this is the thing.
Oh, the millennial
Don't
chimes in.
date.
Wait, is that what they say? Because I'm 51 and I never want to see another cock again. Unless he's I want someone older, wiser, smarter,
But not too old.
richer. Not too old, but here's the thing, people get older, better as they get older, like a fine wine. Give me a fat, funny,
That's active.
Jewish guy that loves his job, divorced, has maybe a kid or two,
Yeah.
and likes their life and likes what they've built and is successful in their own right, and has good value, a nice
Takes
Jewish
care of his
funny,
kids,
yeah,
gets on with
exactly,
his ex, doesn't have to
chubby,
be best
funny,
friends.
makes me laugh every day.
You're not
you know what
Jewish,
I want?
though.
I want someone that makes me laugh every day.
It's
There you
important.
go.
Yeah, I don't.
Can you
he-
find that person? I've been
I-
looking
I
for him
think
for
so.
4
I
years.
believe in it. I believe in it. There are many Jews in Los Angeles
even
if that's
Jews.
what she wants.
My husband makes
Ashley
me laugh.
10 years, right?
Happily married. Ashley, you should
Yeah,
take it away
forever.
here. From the
So,
messy
yeah.
model.
I mean, look,
life is messy, but
life is super messy, and I would say that Marky is 100% about having somebody make you laugh. My husband and I joke all day long. Literally, it's tit for tat on everything. And today I had something else on before I left. He's like, "You're really gonna wear that?" And I was like, "Oh my God, who are you? You're not the fashion police." He's like, "It just doesn't look right." And I was like,
The fashion
I think
police.
the other outfit I wore that you said didn't look right. So many people wanted a picture of me. He's like, I don't know. We're just jerks to each other, but in a fun way.
So,
when he says to you, you don't look right.
no, the outfit.
What do
when
you
he
say?
says- yeah, what do you say?
I was like, well, what about it? He's like, well, I don't like the boots with the shirt. And I was like, okay then. So that's what you say. You don't like the boot. You don't look and say oh, I'm not.
But
sure.
he works in fashion, so
Yeah.
he has
Oh.
his
But not-
opinion is valid.
No, but
sometimes.
no, it's never valid. I'm like, I'm just going, but when it's just part of our game. I feel like it's always. And then the other day, yesterday, I left and he was like, oh, I really like that outfit. I'm like, because they're blue jeans. He just likes the blue jeans.
You know what? I had a
Men are
boyfriend
simple.
once. I had a boyfriend once
That's
when
so
I was
simple.
20, and he was like, "Oh, you're not going to wear that." And I went home and changed. And then when I was 24, I had another boyfriend that said to me, "You're not going to wear that." And I was
Oh,
like,
hail to
"Actually,
the
yeah, I
no.
am. And you can stay home if you want to." But that could be why I'm not married.
Wait, what were you
A
wearing?
really short skirt, but it was like I had a really
He
cute
should be
legs at the
proud of you.
time.
You have a-
You have a great body. You have a great body.
Imagine it 15 years ago how cute I was.
I mean, you have a great body.
Like,
So
come on now.
Look, any man that it doesn't want you to wear something.
That's why.
is
But you know what?
insecure.
I
They
did
should
need
want-
to mature into that, though.
But don't you think that they should want, like, if I'm going to wear something sexy, I'd rather be with my husband and wear something sexy because I know I have him with me.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to go out with my
Right.
girlfriends and
Right.
put on like a slut dress
Right.
because like I'm with my girlfriends where I'm asking
Unless
for
that was
attention.
subconsciously me not wanting to be around him.
Yeah, totally.
Doing it on purpose.
Or yeah, maybe there's subconsciously like you needed a little attention and male attention, and so
Maybe.
it's something deeper, and that's what I think people have to understand. Like even if someone flips you off in traffic, and your initial reaction is to flip them off back, but if you can sort of change the narrative and go like, you know what? He probably just found out like his girlfriend or wife has been fucking her
You never
assistant.
know, right?
You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
hard to do, though.
and then you kind of go, you look at him and you go like, yeah, blow him a kiss. And like, I know it's hard to forgive, but as you get old, like the 20-year-old in me would have fucking honked, followed him,
Right.
flipped him back, spit on him, put my windshield wipers the opposite way so I can squirt water at him. That happened to me when I was like 18 years old, no bullshit. And that motherfucker that we did it to followed us. And it was me and 4 of my girlfriends.
And then you're going into
And, like,
Inglewood,
we
you're
had
going, oh
smoked a
shit.
joint, and like we were like 18 and we were like, holy shit. So you have to be careful who you put your windshield
Okay,
wipers
Nick,
on.
how many guys have you followed in a car?
Never.
Why?
How many
They
guys
You're
are my-
single.
No, they cyber stalk. They
Wait,
cyber
hold
stalk.
on. Wait, do you mean
yeah,
follow
you're a
a guy in a
millennial.
car?
So I'm of a different generation.
Wait, can you
Sorry.
stop me
Cyber
right
stalk.
now? Because I don't
never
understand what
followed
you mean
anybody.
follow a guy in a car.
You don't understand
That's
follow a guy in a
because-
car because you're a millennial. But what do you follow a guy on social media when you're dating? Tell us step by step on. Okay.
All right. Well, first I wait for them to follow me.
Do you
Okay.
really?
Yes, I wait.
Get to it.
I wait for them to follow
Get through
me,
the
and then if they're
bullshit.
not following me, and I'm like, oh, I'm kind of interested. Let me just follow you on Insta, and then I'll
Because
follow
they're
you
not
on Insta.
interested.
Okay, that's not true. People are very, very, very insecure.
Absorbed.
They're insecure. And so sometimes in LA, you got to show the guy you're interested. I'm like, it's a new me, new year. I'm like becoming more proactive. Before I would sit back and like let them come to me. But like if I want something, I'm going to go fucking get it. Like enough.
But get to it. So you meet this guy, and then all of a sudden he cancels on you last minute, like you're supposed to go somewhere. Like, hey, I'll pick you up at 7. We have reservations at Mr. Chow at 8, and then I have a little surprise for you. You go to the blow dry bar. You get your hair blown out. You get your mani and pedi. You go get a wax. You get
get a
your
wax.
anal ass bleached. Your lashes are on. Your brows are done. Like you are like spray tanned, ready to go. And he cancels 5 minutes before you're about to meet. What do? Do you go home, start to cyber stalk him on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and figure out where the fuck he really
I
is?
would.
If a guy cancels on me 5 minutes before a date and gives me no fucking reason, I'm gonna go out with my
Thank you,
girlfriend,
thank you.
get a drink,
Please.
get fucked up.
Bullshit.
No, this is a fact. A guy did this to me once.
Bullshit. That's
right,
He
I've got
canceled on me
bullshit.
last minute because of a family emergency, and then I found out it wasn't a family emergency. Went out with.
Right.
No.
I think it's both. I think it's like you and your girlfriend cyber stalk all together. Like, where's this fucking asshole?
No,
at?
you no.
Well,
You
now
gotta
on
act like it
Bumble,
don't
apparently.
phase you. So you go out, you have drinks, you put it on Snapchat, you put it on the
so
gram.
Cute. We gotta act like it don't phase us.
I'm so out of
Is
the
that-
game. I'm
I
like,
know the game.
This is
I
like
know, it's
3-on-1
so
right now. I am not down with this.
I met my husband in a nightclub.
I am being bullied. I am being
You're
bullied.
being millennial bullied
We're on
right
the
now
Beat the
because
Millennial
Speaking
show.
of 13
Yeah.
reasons why, I am being bullied over
No,
here.
I want to say we're not bullying you, and we're going to give you 13 reasons why we're bullying you, because what's funny about your generation, and you know I love you, and look, I'm fascinated by the mind of the millennial.
Oh,
I
I
love the
know.
fact, like, when I was driving here, literally, audience, listeners, pay attention. I said to them, what is the cross street? And they were like, there is no cross street. And I'm like, OMG. Like I said, they actually said there is no cross street. I
That's
went,
from
we are
Katerina,
living in
your
such a
40-year-old.
different world. And I know there's a fucking, so I go, and then Ashley goes Riverside, and I go, so it's Riverside
Yeah, she's
and Woodman.
exactly
Got it.
like
so then my brain could compute
How to
where
find
it
this
was,
place.
right? Like meaning, like in my mind.
I pulled it
So,
up on the map, and Katerina's like, "This is an overpass. It's
but
not a cross
only
street."
anybody under the age of like, well, you. Everybody who's listening to me right now, you know who you are.
Oh,
Born
that's
and
right.
raised in LA, get your ass, from Hollywood to the Palisades in 15 minutes using the shortcut ways, or to the airport, or even to the fucking valley. Like, here's the thing. You know what I'm talking about when you ask somebody across street and they say there is no cross street, that they're fucking crazy, or they're 19.
I want to know, back in the day, back in the 80s, how did you get around with no GPS?
You guys, hello. It was like you just knew, like in the 80s, it was just like, where's the cross street? What's the address? It's 1840 Woodman. Okay, great. What's the cross street? Riverside, Woodman. So you go past the first light, make a left, and then you'll read the address sign. Oh,
but don't you wonder how they...
Wait, my mom had a real map. Like, if she didn't know where to go, she busted out this like huge ass map and then would look at the map and direct herself.
I have a $100,000 card that has navigation, and I don't even use it. I don't even turn it on. When the bitch starts talking to me, I'm like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? They freak me out, and I feel like the NSA is like totally tapping into us, and that's a whole other conversation.
I want to know, speaking of maps, right? No Alexa. God, no. Yeah. You've got a map, 10 years, like a virtual map in your life. Where do you want to be at 40?
Where do I want to be at 40?
Yeah.
Well,
You've got 10 years.
I've got 10 years plus about a month.
And you live in modeling world. Like, are you freaked out?
No, never. I think, as they say, that modeling has become later because baby boomers are older, and like everybody, it's like just everything's kind of like everything's aging up. Am I going to be doing like the sexy young stuff when I'm 40? No, but do I hope I'm modeling when I'm 40? No, I hope to be on a very successful TV show, making endorsements off my face, making money through that way.
Well, I think she'll be making money from her personality. I think but I also look at, we just saw Christy Brinkley at 60 motherfucking years old in Sports Illustrated 5 months ago with her 2 daughters, and she looked fucking flawless. Like, so, and then you had plus size models in there, and you have so I feel like now more than ever, I think Ashley has another good 15, 20 years, because
I'd say 20.
She can eat she just evolves with
with the time, evolve with the time, and then like as my career changes as well, like I mean being a television personality and like working on shows, like it's like also that's what I love to do. So for me, like modeling is just what pays my bills. Like, will I do it till the cow comes home? Sure, because it's easy money.
If they pay you, why not? Yeah,
exactly. But like you have to leverage yourself too as you get older. Know your market's changing. Know everything. I think that
Cindy Crawford, I think she's a perfect example.
She has not only does she have a skincare line now that she's launched.
And I bought that cantaloupe bullshit. It is
bullshit. I'll tell you why, because her facialist is Christina Radu, my facialist for 35 years, and she does Brad Pitt, Angelina, everybody, and even like I said to Christina, like, does it bug you that she does those infomercials? She's like, no, because like, look, I know she makes a shit ton of money, but like, you know,
but she still looks great though, right?
I mean, she does look amazing, but she also just evolved so nicely into so many different
businesswoman.
And if she wanted,
Heidi Klum,
another one.
She's like my path to follow. Like she has killed it with marketing herself.
Right. Businesswoman, you're a businesswoman.
She reinvents herself every 4 or 5 years, and you must.
Okay, with how?
Here's the key to success. I'm going to give it away for free. Ooh. The key to success, there's 2 keys, especially now as we've merged into this new social, digital, interactive dawn of media. That first key in the new social, digital, interactive dawn of media is you cannot try to make everybody like you. The minute you do that, you're fucked. You will never succeed. Not in this new social, digital, interactive dawn of media where we're on content overload. We have 20 billion places to get entertained, informed, educated. And then not only do we have 20 million places to get content, informed, educated, every viewer, every person now has, who's always had an opinion, but now has a platform to share their opinion with your boss if you're not doing your job. Yeah. So you can't worry about making everybody like you, because not everybody's going to like you. And then what's going to happen is they're going to, tweet, Insta, text your boss saying that person sucks ass, you know what I mean? Because they're trying, I don't know, I think so. I just don't want to offend. I don't want to really say because she said this, so I'm going to say black because she said white to make it more interesting. You have to be your true, authentic, real, raw self. And things like 13 Reasons and all of the shit that people are going, okay, you know what? We're pulling the curtain back. And the other key to success is every 4 or 5 years you reinvent yourself. The late great Joan Rivers was a genius at it. May she rest in peace. And she was so smart. She was like, I need to introduce myself to a new audience every 4 or 5 years, because don't forget forget your audience evolves and grows up too.
Right.
So when these networks that used to be huge are failing, you're like, well, why are they failing? They were such a big network. I grew up on that network because their audience grew up and they're still doing programming
didn't evolve with
for
that.
20-year-olds when
Right.
your audience is now 42-year-old. Right.
Yeah, no, I know. And you see it with Trump. I mean, come on, like we've said this before, right? Like
we have
the
to say
man
his
was
name?
so polarized. You either super loved him or you super hated him. But that middle ground, right? It just
but
doesn't
there's
work
no
anymore.
Middle ground, loved him and hated him.
Right.
When he ran for office, he opened the conversation and opened the floodgates with this. I'm going to build a fucking wall, and all Mexicans are rapists, losers,
Murderers, drug addicts.
And everybody went, what the fuck did that motherfucker just say? Like, oh my God, I can't believe he just fucking said that. There was people that agreed with him, disagreed, hated him.
He got on the map
loved
if he
him.
wasn't already, though, right?
And
He got on the
everybody
map.
was talking about him, and it was off
Yep.
to the races. And then for the first time in political history, people felt like, oh my God, he's real, and he's not bullshitting us with like his policy and political bullshit that he can't fulfill, which is what he's doing now.
Well,
Which is scary.
And he
because-
tweets everything
Yeah.
too, like, "Hey, I just bought Syria," and then I'm gonna have an Insta story. I'm gonna have watch me on follow me on Snapchat as we go behind the
As
scenes
I boomerang it.
as I boomerang the bombing of Syria, like boomerang, bomb as he's pushing the big red nuclear button. Boomerang, catch it on Snapchat, Insta story, boomerang, big red nuclear button.
In mixed defense, right? How do you not be on Snapchat when that stuff's going
Are you
on?
defending that
I
millennial?
love that. The millennials liked, not that they liked it, they respected Trump because he was no bullshit. When I
Listen,
heard him, okay, wait.
I just want to say
Well,
one thing.
hold on,
If it would have been
wait.
Bernie as a millennial,
No.
if it would have been Bernie Sanders, because all millennials, especially in California, were all about Bernie. They
He
hated
made
Hillary.
me want to gag. I hated
So,
Bernie
but
Sanders.
why did
they
you hate
hated
Bernie?
Hillary.
Wait,
let
I
me-
wanna
no,
hear
I just
why.
want to finish
Okay.
one
All
thing
right.
because it is true in most Californians or Washington State. Like if you look at the polls, like the young millennials loved Bernie.
Of
So
course
when
they
Bernie
did.
lost to Hillary.
Right. Then
They
that
didn't
was
even
it.
vote because they were either pissed off
Yeah.
or they didn't
100%.
care.
That was- and
so
that was-
my
yeah.
point is, if it would have been Bernie and Trump, it
Would have been different. Yeah,
But
I
because
agree
it
with
was
you. It would have
Hillary-
been 100%
and
different.
So you can't say as
would have won.
millennial. I know so many millennials that hate Trump. They loved Bernie.
But I want to understand what
but
she
what
respected
I was
about
gonna
Trump.
say
Yeah.
about Trump, it's not that we loved Trump or loved Bernie. That's your own political affiliation. We loved Trump for the mere fact that he was no bullshit. He said what was on his mind. He was real. He was
Even if
down
it was
as
lies?
truthful.
Even if it
Okay,
was
now it's a
alternate-
slap in the
alternative
face
facts.
to anyone who respected him because he went against every little thing he said.
Respected him and wait, I'm gonna piggyback and jump in here, but that just goes with everything I just said about how what this is what this generation wants. And so
want the
and this
truth.
is and also everybody now too just wants real, relatable, like everything that we used to sweep under the rug. We've now we've lifted the rug in every
There's a
way.
lot of dirt under
Even
there.
Donald Trump's rug, we've lifted. You know
But
what I
we
mean?
love it. You know what I mean? It's real, it's relatable, and it makes us not feel like we're alone and that our opinions are not out of the ordinary. And that's the beauty of this digital age, is that if you are going through something, you can hop online and go onto a forum and see 10,000 other people that are going through the same thing. It's amazing.
I'm just, I mean, it is amazing, and I'm fascinated by the mind of the millennial, but I also have noticed in my business, like this unaccountability and this entitlement. I had one girl who was scheduled to shoot a reel. She canceled twice, rescheduled twice. First red flag. Then she finally shows up for the third time, and she's an hour late. Doesn't call, doesn't text, doesn't send an email, nothing. Just pulls in 1 hour late, like as if just
No
a
big deal.
no big
There's
deal.
not 7 people waiting for me.
Right. And so at that point, the person said, well, okay, let's get you ready because, you're late. And she's like, oh, that's right. Traffic was really bad. Hello, we live in LA. You account for traffic.
Yeah.
Then she was like,
Says the late person.
right. Then she says, should I reschedule? And he goes, well, you can't because technically, like, it's a 72-hour cancellation fee. And then you would, and then she was like, okay. And he goes, let's just get as much as we can get shot done. Like,
Yeah.
But no apologies
accomplished.
from her, probably, right?
No apologies,
Yeah.
no nothing. So then he even says to her nice, which I didn't even know any of this till all after the fact. says to her, you know what? It's 6:10. We close at 6. We're going to stop here. We got a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, you'll probably get 3 really good pieces, not 5, because you were an hour late. She goes, well, can I come back and shoot them? Please, please, please.
No.
I'll be your best friend. And he says, okay, my office is nice enough to accommodate her.
Nice.
Right? And so then
It's not business.
she schedules her reshoot and pushes it 2 times. Okay? Then she comes to class and she's sleeping.
But is this a
Then
whole generational
she says,
thing?
I'm not getting what I need. No, you're not getting what you need because you're sleeping in
From
class.
you
You
guys?
show
But
up an hour late. And I said to my office, you know what the problem is? With these millennials, you just have to be fucking such cunts. You have to be like, hold them accountable, be such cunts, and they'll fucking be eating out of your hands
Put the
because
axe
they
to the
don't
fire.
relate. Yeah, they don't relate to acts of kindness. They
Acts
don't.
of kindness that's
They
not
don't.
true. Acts of kindness is something that we love.
But I think
it's
it's-
a
No,
character
it's
thing.
lost
No,
on their
it's not
generation.
lost on our generation. We are the generation that
lost
cares
on it.
about charity, cares about giving back, cares
Sure.
about
Talking
doing
about
good, doing
charity.
But
well.
you know what's different? I think
I disagree with that
I think
comment.
it just depends. There's 2 things. I think it's your upbringing, and then I also think that
I think it's your upbringing.
Well, and then I also think that it is if you have ever listen, if until you have your ass held to the fire in a career you want, if I show Jack, I love Jack, shout out. We were talking
Jack the 5th member of this podcast.
we were talking outside the other day after Head was in there working, and we were talking about sunburn, and I said, could you imagine, because he was like, how does this work for you in my business? And I said, dude, I got so sunburned one time and I had to see a client 2 days later, and I showed him I was like lobster red. He goes, what the fuck happens? I said, they call my agent, they send me home. I lose my client is pissed. They lose thousands of dollars with my agent. Then it's like Marky has to call me and be like, what the fuck? Like, why are you not paying attention?
Right.
Like, you're sunburned. Like, how can you be unprofessional? Until this person or anybody who is in the line of work that they love gets fucked like that, they never understand it. It's
But I
like-
They have
think
nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose.
lose.
Right, and they don't get that. That's such a great fucking point. And I've never
Nothing to
looked at
lose.
it, but you're so right. And you know what? Next
doesn't
time what
your-
I'm going to do is hold them accountable and go, you know what? You know why this doesn't matter to you? Because you have nothing to lose.
You don't
You're
care.
not, you don't care and you're not successful.
sorry.
So you
Right.
losing this studio time or
Doesn't
relationship
matter.
or it doesn't matter to you.
But I want to
because-
know something. These people were raised by your generation.
But-
so where was that lost? Was it bad parenting
Look at
or was
me.
it
I work
social
my ass
media?
off.
I think it
Right?
just depends. And I don't think
Like,
it's
are we just
social
living
media.
in this
Ashley and
life?
It's
I
not social media.
work our asses off, so
Right.
I don't, and
I grew up with a single mom, and then
Okay.
she married my stepdad later. My mom always had a
Same
job
thing.
and
So you
So you
always
probably
worked.
saw a lot of that
Same,
hard work
right.
ethic.
My
right?
mom worked her ass
Yeah.
off and cooked a fucking meal every night.
Yeah.
My mom worked her ass off
I mean,
too, but
like,
it's,
you know-
it's not a generational thing. I think
I look at her and
genuinely,
go, how the fuck
like,
did she do it?
I don't know.
when
I
it's
just said that, I
not,
was like,
my mom was superwoman also. She
Yes,
had
she was.
a Persian mom, full-time working, bringing home the bacon, working with my dad.
Frying up at a
having,
pan.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Never,
having a
ever
family,
letting
running a
forget.
home.
But that's why you have the same work ethic.
Right, but I'm saying it's how you're brought up. And I have this crazy work ethic because I have a role model to see what it's like. It's not entitlement to go into a place and be like, I worked this amount, this hard, did this, this, and this, and this, and I deserve that because
But-
I put in the work for that. That's not entitlement. And millennials are hardworking. We want what we want, and we work
But
for
you
it a
want-
lot of the time.
You want, I've
You
dealt
want the
with so
job that
many
you
of them.
want.
You want the job that you want, but you don't. There's this thing about paying dues. I don't
Right.
give a shit how hard you worked. That's what you do. You work your ass off. It's like a video game to get to the next level, the next level, the next level. And it's not about like, I work so hard, so I want to be the manager of the department and make $200,000 a year. I know, I just
Right.
I
started
agree
2
with
months
you.
ago.
That's the
It's
problem.
like, you know what? When I started, my very first job was with Chuck Barris. We worked a season of Dating Game, a season of Newlywed Game, a season of Gong Show with 1 day off in between. We worked 362 days a year, literally. We worked from 8 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock at night. We were in show business. We were like happy to be in show business, but I learned so much from Chuck. Someone would call the studio, they're booked to be on the Newlywed Game, and my husband's sick today, or da-da-da. He'd say, you know what? Bury the dog, take some Theraflu, and get to the fucking studio
Yeah.
because the show must go on. Like, I learned so much about show business and just being accountable and how
be
you
in any
treat
business.
people and working as far as I could there to then go to the next place
Now,
and
is
the
that
next
because
place.
there was more competition, right? Because there were fewer outlets?
I think there's more competition
There's
now.
more competition.
But you know
Why?
what I think is a crazy segue into all of this? Just it came to me and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, so we are all really strong women, right? I'm the only one that's in a relationship and married. Okay. Now, what's so funny about this is my mother-in-law, single mom, hardest worker I know. My God, she still works. She's like beautiful, stunning, single, has this beautiful home,
Fit,
works super hard,
super hot
like
bod.
still like she grinds. She's like one of the only women in her company. She deals with all these. She calls them like the boys club. They're all like young, 40s, and she's been in this shit for a long time.
Right.
So she's like, oh, I just have to deal with these egos every time I go to Dallas, and then they're Republican. She's like, this is crazy.
Right.
Shout out Noosh. But she's single too. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we always talk like, is it because like men are like they want to date somebody like us that has their shit together, successful, but then they get in it and then they're like, oh no, we kind of want dinner made every night and this.
Hey, I've been in a relationship for like my whole life. I'm always in a relationship. I have 2 kids from 2 different dads. Like I just got out of a relationship and just got sued for child support from. I just had a.
That's
friend
another episode.
That's a whole other episode. I had a friend go to court yesterday and she got fucked, and the court system now is siding more and more on the dad side versus the mom side, and it's really fucked. Because what they never think of the kid, like they think they think right, and it's like we don't matter. It's why isn't anybody advocating for the fucking child?
Did any of those guys, or like, because Nick's single or dating single, but is it
I want a socio-narcissistic.
That's what I'm saying. What are they like? Like, is your ex like super cool that you're successul, or do you think he liked it?
No,
until
I
you
think
guys
he
broke
liked
up?
that I was successful and I was strong and I could handle shit, and that's what attracted him to me. And and so opposites do attract in a funny, weird way. But for me, I realized my pattern was, I'll fix them, I'll change them, I'll be the one, and that's the biggest mistake any women who are listening right now. It's like, it's not that I'm a know-it-all. I've experienced it. I've made every motherfucking mistake. So what I'm telling you is, if you are with someone that dims your light, male, female, I don't care, gay, straight, fat, skinny, whatever.
Give an example of dims your light. So I think women don't really think of what a dimming their light is.
So when you come, let's say you're going to meet the girls for drinks, and you like got a blowout and your hair done, and you come out of the bathroom with a new outfit, and if he's sitting on the couch and he says like, nothing, or why'd you get all dolled up? Like, that's someone that's dimming your light. Like, that's like someone who's already going, oh, she looks hot. This is what he's or she's thinking. She looks hot. She's going to get attention. His insecurities, his bullshit. Okay. So instead of him owning his bullshit of like, wow, babe, you look so hot. Like, I'm almost getting a little boner and jealous because
that's my husband.
So lucky.
And
that's why you've been together for 10 years.
That's why you've been together, because that is then in turn sexy to go like, well, honey, you know what? I'll give you a quick hair job or a quickie. And so then when you're out, you know that he's secure and great. He knows you're secure and great. And you can enjoy yourself instead of someone that like
did your ex do that? Would he
he would dim my light all the time. You know what I mean? But want his light to be like lifted. And that just gets exhausting.
And I was going to say on that, because we're coming to the top of the hour, I want one more tip from you on 40 to 50, because I'm going into that decade now. Okay. So what do I need to look for, think of, fix, not fall into? What do I do?
Okay, let me tell you what you have to do. This is to all women who have hit the age 40. The very first thing you want to do, honestly, and this is no bullshit, this is a game, life, mood, relationship, mother, wife changer. Go get a full hormone blood panel. And what you want to do is, because what you don't realize is now more and more women are going through perimenopause earlier. If you do a hormone panel, what will happen is, and you want to get on the non-synthetic hormones, so that you go to the pharmacy that's like a compound, where it's lotions, and they like, I'll tell you whose book you get. Suzanne Summers.
My mother-in-law swears by Suzanne.
You get Suzanne Summers' very first book. She has like 6 of them, but get the very first one, because it sort of outlines the whole thing about hormones and how it's so important that they're balanced. And every woman will tell you at one point they think they're losing their mind. And it's just literally, I had the girl that does my hair. She's 46 years old. She's the nicest, sweetest, rescues every dog, has the heart of gold, like just the most lovely human being. She canceled twice on me, and finally she came to do my color like 2 weeks ago, and she goes, Marky, I've been so depressed I couldn't get out of bed. And I go, well, you're such not a depressed person. She went to the doctor. The doctor goes, oh yeah, you're depressed. Here's some Zoloft.
Oh, great.
And I said, Raquel, don't stop taking the Zoloft now. I said, you're fucking 46. You are fucking going through like hormonally. I guarantee you it's something hormonally. And they just put a Band-Aid with like Zoloft. So she took my advice. She finally got with her insurance into an OBGYN 2 fucking weeks later. They did the whole blood panel thing. And they go, hormonally, you're depleted. Like that, you know. And so put her on this regimen.
46.
Yep. And she goes, Marky, after just 2 weeks of the right testosterone, progesterone, all of it, estrogen, like, and it's different creams on different days and different under your arms, inner thigh, that you put it, and you have like this calendar. And it's a life changer. She goes, I threw away every Zoloft, and you know, I said, you have to be a detective with your body. And 9 times out of 10 women over 40 don't realize hormone panels are the game and career changer.
And if it's in your,
this is like overwhelming for this. Like I have 15 years till this, but like
no,
it is
overwhelming.
But not even though, because like my mom has had, and my grandma, my mom's sister, they all have had hysterectomies by the time they're 35.
Oh my gosh.
So that's like within 5
Wait,
years.
what's a hysterectomy? What is a hysterectomy?
My
Do not
Go
go
there.
there.
It's kind of like a
go
property.
there.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a beat. Take a beat.
Me and Ashley.
I know what a
Katerina,
prostate is.
I'll take a beat. We have to take a look.
Okay,
What
they
is
take-
a hysterectomy?
They take all your
What is a
woman parts.
penis? Wait, no. I have the best. So yesterday, where's my phone? I have a cock and a vagina picture because yesterday
we
I
go.
get a picture sent to me from.
This is a true story,
This
by
is a
the
true
way.
story. Do you know the story?
I was in the office.
Okay, I want to hear the
I get a
story.
picture of a cock sent to me from a sweet girl. I can't mention anything. I
Okay.
kind of have to keep it because it's really like
Did
from
she
this
mean
sweet
to?
girl. And she was like, look at my hot boyfriend. And like, she lost her virginity to him. She's like,
It was not me.
She's 17.
Very sherry.
He's like 19 or 20.
That is
and,
very sherry.
And so she goes like, and then she sends a picture, like, look at how hot he is, and sends a picture of his penis, rock hard. And he did have a nice penis, but then
Why'd she send that?
we started to look, we started to expand on the penis and look at the penis more in depth. And what
course
we
you would.
noticed on the head of it, there was like this red bump.
Oh.
So we texted her and said, hey, nice cock, but did you
Oh,
notice the
my.
red bump? She goes, yes, but he just says it's chafing.
I'm feeling a little itchy lately.
I said, that is not chafing, sweetheart.
I
So
wanna die.
then the next day she wakes up and she's got red bumps all over her vagina. So then she sends me the vagina picture.
What? Who?
I just, a friend of a friend of
Fucking
a
people you
friend.
attract.
And they're 17, they're young. And she sends me her vagina, and I'm looking at the vagina, and I go, oh my God, it's all red. I go, you have either genital warts or herpes. And I said, but hold on, I'm going to send you to this great Ask the NP. All the things you're too afraid to ask your
What up,
MD.
James?
Shout out to
Shout out to
James.
James.
Go to Ask the NP. And he literally in 30 seconds, looking at the picture and the backstory, he goes, it's not, I'm 99.9% it's genital warts. And the F thing is you have to like get them burned off or like they come and go. It's like, you're fucked.
It's in your bloodstream
And
now?
so can you imagine being 17, losing your virginity? But here's my whole thing. Why the fuck didn't your parents teach you to wrap it the fuck up? Wrap up that beautiful cock in a condom.
We got to wrap up the show, guys. I know we're totally over time,
That
but
was a nice piggyback.
that was a
on
nice
thought we were going to
piggyback.
12.
On that note, we go to 11:50. We are 2 minutes over.
Wait, I have to show the audience my shoes.
Let's see.
Yeah, let's see.
She's rocking the
Woohoo!
Fenties. Riri.
So she.
No, they're
Woo!
not Riri. I don't go Riri. These are not Riri.
She got
These
them off the store on Melrose.
I got them on Melrose. Yeah,
I like those.
And they were just a little boutique.
Because you want to be comfortable after 40,
And
God
then
damn it.
Yeah, you want to be comfortable. You know what? I'm going to give you the
You
best
do.
advice. So I know we have to get off the air, and so I'll go really, really fast. When I turned 50 years old, someone said to me this: when you turn 50, this is the best fucking part about 50. You really don't give a fuck what people think of you. You're happy with who the fuck you are, and everybody else can fuck off. So fuck off, everybody.
Fuck off.
Yes, at every age.
I'm out.
She's out. No, she's not. You got to tell us where we can find more of you, Marky. We want to know more.
If you want more,
Where do you find that? Come back next
Costello,
week.
and you want to learn about the messy model, give me Mora,
Yeah,
and
little
Ask
Fab
the
After
MP,
40.
Fab After
Thank
40,
you.
all these amazing fucking brands that I help nurture, guide. You can find me at becomeahost.com. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Marky Costello.
Yes, at Marky Costello with an I. Marky with an I.
M-A-R-K-I.
And 2 L's.
All right.
COSTELLO.
Nick Mora.
And if you want to know more about me, you can catch me at givememora.com, where we cover all things lifestyle and entertainment and millennials. Catch us on
Millennial.
We'll have a little blog up on what a hysterectomy
she's got a
is.
great, what a hysterectomy, but she's got a
And we
great.
just launched our first series on YouTube called The Participation Trophy.
Go check it out.
They're
Go
not
check it
entitled
out.
to
And my
anything.
social handles are at Nick Mora XO. So catch me on Twitter and Insta.
And you,
Yes,
Ash?
I am the messy model. Yes.
Yeah.
Themessymodel.com. And you can find me on Insta at Ash Alexander.
With the hottest pictures ever.
I don't
Sexy as
I
shit,
mean,
Hot
peeps.
not
If
even
you're not
that.
watching the
She's
show,
good for her
and you're
guy.
just
She's
listening.
just as hot
I'm
on the
just your
gram.
average
Better
girl
start
just trying to make
watching.
a dollar.
She's
Start watching.
You guys, Ashley is literally just as hot on the gram as she is in real life.
There you
Like
go.
that is
On the gram.
unbelievable.
Wait, on the gram.
On the gram.
On the gram. We should end it on
I was
the
gonna
gram.
say, on that note, I'm gonna go kill myself. No.
Oh my God.
There's just so much pressure. Okay, thanks for tuning in, you guys. Another episode of LA40 here on LA Talk Radio. We will catch you next Thursday. Ciao, ciao.
I'm dabbing.
You're listening to LA40 with Katerina Cozias, only on LA Talk Radio.